We
And
are
we are live.
live. Good evening to you. Good morning to me, and everywhere in between.
Absolutely. To yourself as well. I hope you're having a lovely morning.
Yeah, I've been up for half an hour. It's been great. So nice. This is what we
Yes,
do.
getting all of this set up so that we don't have any hiccups.
Yeah, so interesting
I just
how
got to get it on my tablet now.
I know you got your cozy little fire. It's so crazy. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the Soul Chat today.
Got
I'm seeing a bunch of
just
these
got the
coming
kettle
out.
on.
Yeah, we've got Philip, well, in my world, all the way from Australia. For some of you folks, you're like, it's down the street. Well, in the same country. I don't know about down the street. Um, we're here today to get to know Philip.
To us
And
Australians, everything's just down the road, though.
is it? Yeah, that's like in California too. They're like, oh, it's 20 minutes away. I'm like, oh, everything's 20 minutes away or down the street, or around the corner, and it's really like 5 hours. It's fine. It's so
My
great.
mum lives 20 minutes away, and the city's an hour and a half away, and that's still around the corner.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Minty. Almost afternoon for you, sir. Thanks so much for joining us. We're letting everyone get
Good
warmed
morning
up.
as well.
Woo! So I'm gonna Philip's the official second human for the Soul Chat series. Wild was kind enough to volunteer for the first one, Philip being second, which is so great. Philip and I. Hi, Allie. Hello, Facebook user with a flower. Hi,
Hi,
Bridget.
Ellie.
Thank you all so much for joining. I really, really appreciate you popping on at this time. Philip and I spent a long time trying to figure out what time was going to work. And I was like, wait, you catch our Jared and I's cutest son on Soul Collective. And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, let's do that time. It'll be perfect. We're both up. So it's 6 a.m. where I am. What time is it?
It
Where
would be, and it has been.
is it 8:30? Is it 8:30?
So it's 7:30 at the moment.
7:30? I was close. Pretty good.
7:30.
Okay, so we're
It's
just
7:30. Very close.
yeah, right down to business. So we're gonna dive right in because I have a lot of questions. I know we've talked a lot extensively. Philip and I connected in another group months ago, and thankfully have stayed connected. And Philip is just such an interesting, fabulous human being doing some magical work, saving the world. So I really wanted to connect with him because he lives a very different life from me with regard to what he has been up to this past year, especially. Oh, hi, Lorna. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. So, Philip, we're going to dive right in. Let's get you comfy. He's going to get set up. So,
Yes.
Philip lives. Philip,
Let's get down straight down to business.
let's get to it. Where do you live exactly? What have you been doing this year? Who are you?
So I live in the middle of a 388-acre woodland conservation,
Beautiful.
all by myself.
You do. Well, you have a dog. And there's kangaroos that come in.
Well, I've got a dog, I've got two quails, I've got a princess parrot, bunch of kangaroos and emus that visit daily. Like last night while we were trying to sort this out, the one that came into the kitchen almost.
Yeah, love that. Right, that's when I learned that kangaroos do not
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
so funny. So, Philip, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and how you came to be in this beautiful space and what it is that you're doing while you're there.
So getting to that one is a little bit of a long story, but I'm out here because this is family land.
Yeah.
So yes, my family have had, so we bought this property 20 years ago, so that we could finally settle down because we actually come from the ancestry of travelers. So caravan people, we needed a place to put our 13, 14 caravans and settle.
Beautiful.
So we bought this and we've decided to do conservation. Unfortunately, me and my family had a very rocky history, but a year ago, they allowed me to move onto the property and completely clean it up, fix it up. And in the process of doing all of that, it's allowed me to reconnect with my family, with my ancestry, which I was denied for a very long time because of unfortunate circumstances. due to sexuality and a lot of other issues, which we can touch into later in this chat. And because of that, I've now got this beautiful off-grid home, and I'm able to help try to reconnect my ancestry and help everybody else reconnect with it as well.
I love this so much. Thank you for being so open. It is, we're coming together as one for humanity, and we have so many different veins and ancestry, and really what you are doing and who you are is so amazing for that work, because of growing up, and who you are as a person really helps you step out and through and do some beautiful work out in the community, raising awareness and supporting other people, other folks going through a lot of turbulent time.
For a very long time, I've actually been working hand in hand with the sexual health community of Adelaide, and I've organized many, many events with the help of other people within the community of Anglicare, Samash, and the old facility AXA, which no longer exists, unfortunately, but it used to be the AIDS Council for South Australia. Just raising awareness to the issues of everything within the community and helping everybody connect, no matter who you are, where you are, or what you do, or where you come from.
That's so beautiful. It does transcend time, and it's such perfect for these times too. And you've been doing that for a number of years, I know. It's just really incredible.
Since I was 14 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you've just really, as a young human being, has stepped out and has worked. I know you've told me this past year you've been building your house from scratch, and you live off grid, which is really exciting.
I can tell you right now, it is not easy when you've got no electricity.
Yeah, so you work off of batteries right now, correct? You have the solar during the day.
100% off of batteries and solar.
Amazing, amazing. It's so incredible. And everything.
And when the weather's like it's been today, which we're unfortunately having a thunderstorm, I have half a battery left.
Yeah, so we're getting super interesting, friends. The thunderstorm's rolling in. We'll just see what happens, and we'll hang out as long as we can. Of course, it's so beautiful. So here's something interesting that I would love for you to talk about, because I have a love for coffee.
Hello, Freddie and Hans.
Hi, Freddie.
Oh,
hi, yeah.
I have a massive love affair for coffee.
Yeah. So tell me how you fell into coffee and what it is to be a coffee person, a certified barista, if you will, in Australia, because this is something that we Americans.
When I was 15 years of age, in Australia, coffee is an actual career. It's a full-time 3-figure salary career.
Right.
But I fell into coffee when I was 15 years of age, through this lovely Colombian man named Julio at Coffee Amigos in Salisbury. And everything that I know from my base skills of coffee actually comes from this beautiful Colombian man. He taught me to make Turkish coffee. He taught me, and I can't stress this enough, if you're ever learning coffee, detergent and water, if you can froth that beautifully, then you can make a beautiful coffee.
Amazing.
Because us Australians also do like a terribly milky coffee, whereas a lot of you Americans, I know, like your coffee black, and a lot of Europeans kind of like it black as well. It really just depends on where you're from and how you enjoy your coffee as well.
Yeah, I just love that so much. I had no idea. I mean, I knew y'all were great with coffee, but it's so nice to hear that.
Oh, it gets like, it's very in depth to the point that I hold a responsible services of alcohol as well, so an RSA, and doing that as well with my coffee training, I learned all of the coffee cocktails, martinis. So I'm a full specialized barista, from alcoholic beverages to desserts and just your regular average cup of joe.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I can't wait till we can connect. This is like, I can't wait till we start opening the retreat centers, and I'm just going to fly around and be like, all right, Phil, we have to open a spot here. Let's just make it happen. Make sure the coffee's
that would be incredible.
Yeah, we're going to have so much fun doing that. It's so great. All right, so let's get talking about what you're doing now in your life. We'll diving into your craft, your tools, your magic, your jewelry, your mediumship, your tarot. Like, tell us all about what is your gigs, if you will?
My gig is, as you would say, my craft is very, very, very much of the earth. I work with energy. I don't read the future. I do not believe that I hold that gift, but I do read energy. I read plants, I read bones, I read runes, I read sticks, I read the tarot. Tarot is one of my particular favorite forms, which is also very, very closely tied to my ancestry because I come from the traveler culture, as I mentioned earlier. And
Mm-hmm.
it's what we are very, very, very well known for. When you think of gypsies, you think of the reader.
Yeah, definitely. Caravans and everything. It's very classic.
Mm. And then I also, due to my ancestry as well, we're a family known as tool crafters within our community. And we specialize in making of ritual tools such as wands, athames, besoms. Literally, if you have a ritualistic use for a tool, over the generations, my family have walked continents learning how to make them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I know just from seeing some of your pieces that they are very unique and special and made with beautiful intention and really truly feel the energy. And what's really interesting is that um, due to your learning and your culture and who you are, you really have an understanding of how energy moves within each individual, like how energy moves within a stick or with around a rock and all of those beautiful things.
Absolutely. Because when you're working with things like in, say, for instance, you've got some hematite that you want to put with blackwood maple. Hematite and blackwood maple, due to the very strong masculine energies of both, can actually be very, very counterintuitive. So they wouldn't work effectively unless you yourself resonated with those materials very strongly. It really comes down to making sure that no matter what you work with, you understand energy. Like you've got your plants, they work very much through like a water-based flow energy. They're very grounding as well, but
Mm-hmm.
plants are not of just the earth.
Right.
So you've also got to remember that everything that you touch comes from multiple elements as well. And when the wood is fresh to when it is dry, the energies themselves also completely change. So what we believe is when you're crafting something, you have to work within those craftable changes. So when it starts off green and that sprig is turning into its dry wood, you're taking the feminine energy as it dies and turns into the masculine energy, or the reversal, depending on what type of wood it is. And you work with that and the ebb, the flow, you ground it, you cleanse it. It's just a very, very in-depth process.
Mm. Yes, and everything is made with intention, and you use that a lot for in your rituals. I know this weekend coming up, you're going to be holding a limestone healing circle for Yule in Australia, which is actually summertime here, which is so wild even to.
Which is this weekend.
Yeah, it's this weekend. Hi, Shazia. So I really I want to know more
Hi.
about that. Can you kind of dive into detail about this particular ritual that will be happening this Yule time
Holiday?
celebration?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So for Yule, I believe it's the time to honor the dead. It's the time of transition. You're going straight into the heart of winter. But even though you're in the heart of winter, it's all about the rebirth of spring. Spring is coming. Even though you're in winter, it's about connecting, learning to grow, harvesting everything that you have not harvested. So this is the time to harvest your winter crops, put them in storage, start eating them, enjoying them, having a feast, lighting the candles to your family, burning your Yule log, which is made of 13 different types of woods. Off the top of my head, I can not name them all, but I should be able to. But unfortunately, at this moment, I can't.
It's a lot.
Then there's many other aspects as well. Like there's my particular practices of sitting. For me, I have what's known as a smoke ritual. I'll sit in the middle of my circle and I will completely cleanse, put the cauldron in my lap and smoke myself out I'll put some belladonna, a whole bunch, like some belladonna, mugwort, fennel, bunch of different divination herbs, and allow the smoke to envelop me so that I can transition and allow my ancestors to take over my body, allow my friends, my family who have passed, people who have forgotten, or people who just need their story connected. It's a time when you transgress the veil and speak and allow people to speak.
Oh, I love that.
Nothing but a conduit at this time. At least that is what I believe.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And these are these rituals and these celebrations and all of this was passed down through your grandmother. That's correct. Yes, because your culture is very patriarchal led for the most part.
It's very, very matriarchal, and unfortunately, it's almost gone as well due to that.
Right. Something that we've talked about, which is so important on the work that you're doing now.
As a man, everything that I do. Pardon?
Nope. Go on. Keep chatting. Don't mind me.
Oh, sorry, the live cut. I was just saying, as a man, because of the matriarchal systems that I actually come from, I should not be practicing. I should be working. I should be just doing things that I need to be doing, but for the benefit of everybody else.
Right. And so you're bringing a full circle within your culture and with us as well, just as human beings, to show that there's more sides and more possibilities within one person, which is so beautiful. And the work that you do.
There's multiple sides to the coin. There's not just the two faces that you see.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that and to bring that all out. And, you know, especially in this past year with you just really working on from ground up and really just showing that it is possible, because you were, you know, you weren't always living off grid. You know, you had other lives and did other things and still came back.
No, I wasn't. I was living in the city with my ex-husband.
Yeah, so it's just so beautiful to see. Really, we come back to what calls us, you know, and what allows us to really to help.
So straight back to our roots. I couldn't think of anywhere else to go.
Yeah, I do. You sent me a picture of the limestone circle, so I want to share that just so everybody has the opportunity to see what this looks like. It's super cool, guys. So this is also why I love StreamYard, because I can share.
I did upload it to the cover, but I sent you a lot of photos, so send as many as you like. They're from different angles.
So this is, I'm wondering if, no, oh, this is a little big. Do you want to talk a little bit about what is going on?
So in this circle, we have the pentagram. So towards the sunrise, as you can see, is the east. Obviously, the sunrise is in the east. The circle is set up to be omnidirectional, so it works on the north, south, east, and west. And so using those points, the north point is the point of spirit. At least that is what I believe. And from that, you build the circle. Once the pentagram was then aligned, within that circle, I then put the 8 Sabbath calendars. So you've got this, if you can see it, is the calendar. And then you've got inside the circle here is the star.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this is literally what the circle is built off of.
Oh, that's so amazing.
I do apologize, unfortunately, because I left this out in my living room, which isn't completely sealed yet. It leaked.
Oh, that's all right.
But you've got all the holidays, and they fall.
Yeah.
Under.
Hi, Andrew.
Pardon?
I'm saying hi. Andrew popped on, so I was just saying hi.
Yeah, so the holidays fall. So when you get past your north point, they go into your dying cycle, which is your black, and then your 4 other Sabbats then go into your light cycle, and that starts from your spring equinox and goes through to winter again.
That's amazing.
Full unity, essentially.
Yeah, and so do you have a ritual for every season then? And do you do like a healing circle?
I try to practice all Sabbats, and I do the corresponding rituals in the actual Sabbat slice of that circle.
That's amazing. So does this circle stay active year round, or is it something that you build and set and take apart as the seasons change?
It is permanent.
Okay.
Nope, it is permanent. So the seasons change within the circle. So the circle has the space to work with the seasons and does not require change. It just requires offerings.
Oh, that's so amazing. And is this so in these Sabbath rituals, is this something that you invite folks to come be a part of typically, or is it really kept to be more?
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
Yule, I will have friends and family attend.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And
Every
you'll be,
Sabbath, anyone is welcome.
oh, that's so amazing. And we're going to be doing a little live on that day too, everybody. So you should come in and check it out. I'm really excited about that, so much so. It's so beautiful. All right. So y'all, it's time for questions. I gave a little bit around. I know
Unfortunately, I won't have many offerings except for energy for the circle this year.
we're gonna every time, I feel like every circle going forward, it'll be even more. It'll be
I
so
think
great.
the camera cut out.
Oh, just going forward, I feel like every time you're going to have more and more offerings, Yeah, it's really exciting. So exciting. I'm going to fly you around and help. You're going to have to show me how to build all these. It's going to be really good. I know Philip's, it says, Freddie's saying Philip's place should
I would
be cool.
happily show you how to build all of these.
Yeah, it's good. We're going to have a good time together. You're going to teach me so much. I'm really, really excited. So I do want to ask, Wild had a question. I know that she's not here right now, but she'll be back on the replay. So I'll let her know when this is. So she's going to watch the whole thing anyway. But
so I actually answered her question in my smoking ritual.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to talk a little bit about this?
When we asked the question before about what I do for the Yule practice, that's actually my ancestry. Absolutely.
Oh,
so with the cauldron that I placed in my lap for my smoking ceremony, I think it's cut out. Hello?
Oh, I'm here. I'm here. I see you.
My whole screen just went black. Sorry, everyone.
This always happens. It's so beautiful to figure out the video, right? I know.
Okay. So what were you saying, Allison?
I was listening to you. You were just talking about the cauldron on your lap. That's where we ended up.
Yes. I'll actually grab the cauldron.
Oh, perfect. Ooh, this is kind of a fun thing that we can do while we do these online interviews. We can see things in real life. Oh, look at that.
So this is the cauldron that I use for my smoking rituals.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's made from pewter and brass. So what I do is in here, I'll put a bay leaf, and on that bay leaf, I'll write the name of who I wish to speak to. From that, I'll then add herbs. I won't go into all of the herbs, unfortunately, because this is a family recipe. But some of the herbs, like I mentioned before, are fennel. Fennel is used for divination purposes. It's quite a strong wood for fertility as well, which means when speaking to the dead, it brings them in because it's the life of birth. Essentially, it's the energy of birth, the energy of speaking and communicating. Then obviously we all know belladonna. Then on top of that, I'll actually use another herb, yarrow. Yarrow, in my culture, we believe it to be very antiseptic. It's great for the spirit. So when you want to invite somebody in, you burn it within your smoke. You try not to breathe it in. This is quite a nasty concoction. It's to smoke, not to breathe in. But it's to cleanse the spirit, to clean it and allow whoever you're asking to enter within yourself to be able to enter within your body without you having any residual negativity that could affect them. They may not be here, but their spirit can always be affected by what we do as well. They can affect us just as much as we can affect them.
Interesting. That's so fantastic. So this allows then a clean communication that's open. And then at this point, is this where you really dive into asking questions, or is it just kind of just able to speak with them directly?
It's, in layman's terms, it's almost like a possession. but one that you are willing to give.
Okay, perfect. Oh wow, that's super interesting. And so is it, I guess, let me see how I can ask this question. Is it allowing, so during this ritual, is it just allowing one spirit in at a time? Is it calling for a specific spirit? Or is it
So
something?
you're allowing a specific spirit that you're calling with the bay,
Okay.
because the bay is given to us by the gates of death. Same
Okay.
with belladonna. So asking and inviting somebody on that leaf is 9 times out of 10 going to bring them forth, the person that you want. But like everything, you don't always get what you ask for.
Right. Yeah, sometimes somebody sneaks through. That's so true. Okay, great.
Absolutely. And I have to say, that's happened to me more often than not, because I often do blind call, because you do not have to use the bay leaf. I
Oh,
find it a little, I shouldn't say it, but fun.
yeah. Who's coming through? Who's a message?
Who's
Yeah.
coming through today? What am I going to learn?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a lost soul. Brilliant. Tell me your story.
Yeah, that's so great. So, as those unexpected, beautiful guests come through, are you able to assist them? For instance, as you noted, a lost soul. Is that something that that you do as part of your work? Is help them?
Absolutely. It is one of those things that I do, but I find that many lost souls just want to speak. They don't really require assistance. They know what they want, and then they'll go to where they need. They just want affirmation, essentially, that they're on the right path.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. So even after we leave these bodies, we still sometimes have unfinished business, and so this allows. So what you do allows them to come forth and have a voice, which is really
Yes,
important. Yeah, that's so amazing. So
because
then
we
they're
all
able,
need a voice.
yeah, and that's just it. I mean, it makes so much sense that that's something that you would do as you've given so many people a voice in your walking life. It would be in your spiritual. You would you would be the same type of guide and healer, which is so amazing. Freddie has a question.
Everybody, I love to hear everybody's story,
Yeah.
everybody's craft, everybody's secret, because as my friends constantly refer to me and my culture, we are like the great librarians. We walk the planet because we have no home, learning how to live with everybody, even if we're not accepted, which 9 times out of 10, we're really not.
Right. Yeah, in your culture, many of your people came to
And I
Australia.
find it beautiful that over in America, you guys actually learn about our culture in your schools. I was
We
not aware of that until you told me that last night, and it's
we do.
incredible.
Yeah. There is something about America which depending on where you live, we do have the opportunity. We're really just starting to come around to the fact of how America truly came to be. So that's been a work in progress. There are many people in power who would prefer not to have the truth come out, but as people, we talk. So, we are feeling very moved, especially at this
People
time.
always talk. And
Yeah.
I'm under the impression it's probably good that they don't let it all out all the time, because mass hysteria could be caused by that, because not everybody is ready.
Right. It is. It's really hard to learn, that your ancestors are people that came. So my family actually didn't come to America until World War One, really. But just as an overall culture of the Europeans to sort of really come to the knowledge that it wasn't all rainbows and unicorns. There was a lot of um, just horrible things we did as human beings
There's a lot of dark stuff that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and so to really just allow that to start learning, and even in our culture too, there's so many folks, Americans, who do not have the same rights. I mean, on paper they say they do, but it's not in actuality. So, and many were ripped from their homes as well, from across the ocean, and really just trying to figure out really how we all fit. So being a part of a culture that has no home.
Fortunately, when you think of Australia as well, we're very much like that too. We stole so many people from their homes.
Yeah, we did. Yep, and took their children and put them in schools and thought we knew better, and just all of that. So
Fortunate.
really, yeah, coming through. All right, I've got a question for you from Freddie. She's asking, have you used fasting as a part of your ancient rituals?
Absolutely. I intermittently fast every single day.
Oh. And is that just part
I
of...
only eat when the moon is in the sky. And if I do have to have something during the day, it's generally a high fructose sugary snack or my guilty pleasure of chips. They get me going. They keep me going.
Yeah, that's so great. And is that just something that's part of your culture or who you are just as...
That is definitely part of our culture. To eat under the moon is to be healthy. So you eat when the moon is in the sky, and when the moon is not in the sky, you do not eat. But that does not mean when there is a new moon, you do not eat. The moon is still there. We just cannot see it.
Right. So I guess my follow-up question to that is, what happens when the moon rises during the day then? Is that just something
Then
that...
I get to eat during the day.
Okay, so it's a complete follow the moon cycle. Wow, that's...
Yeah.
I bet that is...
I have the moon cycle across my chest because of how much it means to us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful to follow that cycle. That works. So a
And
lot of...
following the lunar cycle as well is so good for plants. You plant on a full moon because they're getting moonlight. Moonlight helps photosynthesize very slightly, but it does. You've got your plant species that actually flower and bloom under the moon, like your morning glory.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so
which
amazing.
is very, very good for the Fae.
It's true. And you know, it's really funny that you say that, confirming too, because that's one of the flowers that when I plant, it gets crazy, like crazy everywhere. So that's so interesting.
So you'll probably notice that with tomatoes and chilies as well in your vegetable garden. You'll get a
Yeah.
lot of particular energy around that because that's nightshade, and nightshade is the door to the underworld.
Mm, that explains why I
My
like it.
culture has an absolute fascination with Solanaceae to its finest degree.
Really? This is so incredible.
We have a
So
4,500 spud farm because potatoes are actually nightshade.
right. Yeah, I do know that. It's such a beautiful thing, and I think that's probably why I'm also so I'm attracted to all nightshades, all of them. They call to me, and it's interesting how they have.
They call
So
to you because the spirits speak through.
oh, I love that. That makes so much sense. Oh, I love it. So on your family land that you're here, and you're saying that you have many, many, many acres, and I know how do you spend your day? Because you're starting to, you said you're starting to kind of get the land organized, if you will, and working
For
on
the
the
last week, I've been cutting and I have not been thinning. Like I've not been culling any trees at all, just thinning and taking all of the dead growth, farming it properly as the Aboriginals taught me.
Oh, that's excellent. So this is of the people of the land who were there
People
before.
of the land taught me to so the trees that we have on our property are known as mallee eucalypts. They're a species of gum and they grow from a large stump. And from the stump, you can have anywhere upwards of 2 to 3 trunks up to 20.
Wow.
From one stump.
That's incredible.
The stump directly behind my house would easily be about 400 to 500 years old, and it has 14 trunks.
That's amazing. So it really is
so
about
the Aboriginals, literally the rule of thumb is leave 3, drop the rest unless it's a large stump, double it, halve it, and cut. So if you had 12, you'd cut 4 trunks.
Wow.
And leave the rest of them. And then come back the next year and cull the ones that have died because of the fall that you took instead of doing the full cull. Otherwise, you would have killed that tree and there'd be nothing but a dead stump, and then erosion would start to happen and sandstorms would accrue and it would just be an atrocity.
So there really is so much connection between, although your culture does not have a home, if you will, and they found a home here in Australia. Many left Europe to...
We never had a home, but we always had the land. No matter where we
Ah,
went, the land would look after us. So we learned to live with it. Because
so you were,
if you can live off the land, no matter where you go, no matter the region, whether it be alpine or desert, you will know how to survive if you've walked through different climates. And then from
hmm,
different climates and different countries and different continents, that knowledge gets passed down. And then someone like me, I'm farming 388 acres and not damaging it all. And I'm also recultivating the bottle brushes, the grevilleas, the calatrus that have all been taken out due to European settlement, and putting it back in by thinning the mallee correctly to be able to allow the undergrowth to support those trees.
incredible work. It's truly incredible work. Now, I know we talked about this a little bit offline occasionally is when we connect. This is something that, is a passion of mine, to create spaces like what you're doing all over the world to allow people to come and learn how to people again, how to connect with the world, with the actual planet, Mother Gaia.
Yeah.
So this is such great work that you're doing. And and you've done so much with that because you've built your own place. You've learned how to, harvest the sun, if you will, and then spend time really just connecting with the earth and keeping those cultures alive. Are you looking
So
forward?
simple that I cook everything right here.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to in the future to really like teaching others outside of your culture to really to
Absolutely. I'm willing to teach anybody who's willing to learn, because unfortunately in my family, I'm the last practitioner.
yeah. So it's
And
really
in
important.
Australia, there are not many traveling families left. And I
Mm,
couldn't tell you where the remaining ones live because we do not stay in contact. I know majority are on the eastern coast, but that is all I know,
mm,
because there is a major disconnect within the gypsy communities of Australia.
yeah. You came from so much trauma too. Your family's, really like World War II was not a good time for your people, you
Oh,
know.
God, no. So the gypsy lineage of my family that came from the World War II era, which I hold so dear to my heart, were extradited and evacuated by the Queen to Australia for their own safety.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really just a horrible time to be a human. Really. Especially for your people,
Jew,
then
spiritual, gypsy, pagan, witch, or even the European hill people as well from Italy, they were majorly targeted. The
oh,
witches of the woods,
oh,
Greece as well. They're also part of the culling that a lot of people have forgotten.
yeah. It took out so many beautiful families and it's just such a terrible time. So it
And it was
really
all
is,
for the benefit of psychic warfare.
yeah, truly, right? To be able to and one and we've learned since then, of course, in our culture that was they wanted to control it. These folks felt that they were righteousness in their beliefs to be able to be the only
You never
deserving one.
control the gift, you just work with it.
Yeah, you're born. That's what happens. You're born with it, and it's just what it is. Yeah. So it's just such a beautiful thing that your culture was able to find a place and true to its strength and dexterity and flexibility to
Survive.
be to survive, right? To befriend the Aboriginals, which is such I mean, it was their land before, you
Well, my
know.
family didn't befriend the Aboriginals, I did.
Oh, you did specifically. Oh, that's so interesting. So you really
So,
are.
because of my very young age and being out of home at a very young age, I didn't know how to survive. Well, I did, but I needed help. And I went to Meningie, which
Mm,
is the Coorong, and fell in with
mm.
the Aboriginals there and the families down there. And I learned so much. And then I moved away at 16 into the city, or 15, 16, something like that. So I spent a good year with them learning.
And are you still connected with them now? Do you ever have the opportunity to go and
If
see them or
I don't connect with them as much as I wish I would love to. Unfortunately, majority of the elders that I did know have passed. So it's not disconnect by fault, but by life, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it is, if allow me to just clarify this, it is very similar to your culture where you need to be invited to come onto their land. Yeah. Which is all of it. But yeah. Yeah.
But once invited and once respect is shown, they will teach you everything.
That's incredible.
To the point that my paintings, I work with resin. So at being a mixed media artist, I work with resin. My painting method is actually that of the Aboriginals. I paint with skewers and reeds with my resin pours to create the images that I create.
That's incredible. You really are a unifier of everyone.
I
so
believe
amazing.
Everything should be connected, and we all have the ability to adapt from no matter what culture or background you come from. Everything has a choice of expandability.
Yeah, I agree with that. It really just, oh my gosh, just to be able to come together and learn from each other and really just celebrate our differences.
Would be amazing.
Yes, yes. Hello to everyone just joining us. I'm sitting here with Philip Altman in Australia. I'm in America because we can do that with our beautiful technology. We figured out our time difference.
Technology.
Which is so great. Philip's going to be celebrating Yule with a limestone healing circle this weekend, and we're going to do a live. So check that out on our events list for sure, and you'll be seeing more about what Philip
seeing all of you there.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm so excited. I'm going to update the cover picture too, so we can all see that beautiful stone circle that you've put together, which is it's just so amazing. It's just a beautiful space. I have so many questions.
I still have much more limestone to fill the spaces with, but it's always a work in progress, and it will never stop evolving, but it will never be torn down. It is permanent.
It's like life. You just it changes as you change, right? As things go on.
Absolutely.
And so, do you get sandstorms where you are?
Oh, so because of the the trees that I was mentioning before, and the way that they grow, everybody else does, but I don't.
Interesting.
Literally, it just goes past me. All the windstorms, literally, my mother is probably getting absolutely blown to smithereens right now, 20 kilometers away. I don't even know it's windy.
Wow. So it really is so important to cultivate these trees and ensure.
It is so important to cultivate these trees. So where I actually am is so our 388 acres is in the middle of a 5,500 acre woodland.
Wow. And are those
two conservation parks, and my property is directly connected to one of them, and I'm helping conservate it.
That's incredible. That's
so
such
it's
beautiful
extended
work.
The conservation park by 388 acres.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And so do you do most of this work? Do people come and volunteer? Like how can people connect with you to come and do work? Is that something that's a possibility right now? I know it's COVID and it's new and it's crazy, and
it's really hard because you need family approval, and I can't give it.
Okay, so they would have to approach the matriarch of your family, of all of the family, or
so my mother.
Your mother, your mom. Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's one of the property owners.
Okay. So interesting. So okay. So once there's family approval, then are people allowed to come and stay with you?
Absolutely. So I actually have a caravan set up literally outside my house for guests.
Awesome.
I have friends that will be coming up to help me farm the land and all of that.
That's so great. Yeah. So that's something that for the folks watching that, we're manifesting right now, is allowing us to come and connect directly.
My plan is to honestly buy my own property exactly like this, probably somewhere within this region or close by, and replicate.
Yeah, yeah. And that's part of my plan too, to help
have more of an open door policy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
I want a
really,
more open door policy where I can't have that, unfortunately, where I am.
yeah, at this time. Yeah, but it's been such a beautiful thing to experience, and to learn, right? And then to bring it to the next level, which is something, and this is really something new for you, you know, to come into. So is it typically in your
It is,
culture?
because
Is
I've
it
only
just,
ever done this privately.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, guys. So just so you know, Philip and I have been talking offline for months about these retreat centers, right? And something that's a true passion that we've discovered with each other is it's really
As a
important to,
tourism ambassador of Australia, I am very invested in this idea.
yeah, it's such a beautiful thing, and really to allow us to connect. And, you know, the bigger picture is so we can all travel to different parts of the world and study and learn how to connect with nature and work with her to do all of this, right? And it's so beautiful because here's Philip having like built his own place and studied with the Aboriginals and of the land, and really working on connecting his culture with all the other cultures, and we're working towards that.
With
So this is part of our
everybody.
organization. Yeah,
Because
like
if I don't share it, unfortunately, what remains of my family's culture goes with me.
yeah, yeah. So it's so important that you'll be teaching this. You know, you've spent all of these years learning and really getting deep within it, and just I'm just really excited to be able to, that's, you know, part of our plan is to be able to bring the people to you, not only to help.
If not, I will travel as well. I'm a
Oh, you're
traveler after
traveling
all.
too. I need my certified barista to come around the world when we set something up in the UK,
Oh,
when we set
absolutely. I
all
will
over the United
teach.
States. Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely coming. It's just really important to connect, you know, everything right now. So to generate, because you do still need some kind of money, right? Because you do have to buy a few things now and again. And is that
Yes.
really where, so you are your jewelry and your tools and all of that, is that available for purchase? Are folks
Absolutely.
allowed to connect with
I
you?
do everything by commission. So I don't have products unless people want the products. It makes it a lot less cluttered for me.
Right. So how would people find out? I mean, I know that you make these most, oh my gosh, the wands are like, oh my, like even when the wand you were showing me yesterday, I was like getting goosebumps everywhere. I was like, oh my God, I like could feel the
The
energy
maple
coming from.
blackwood ones.
Yeah, so beautiful. And I know wrap jewelry and all of that is, so for people to connect with you and be able to receive your wares, is it, do they just contact you directly? Do they just like direct message you?
I
Like
would
how do
love for
people?
them to contact me directly over Facebook or Instagram. I've opened up all of my privacy, so it is now completely possible to get in contact with me because unfortunately I have been working below the radar for quite some time, just making sure that I'm ready.
Yeah, yeah. And now you're
And
ready.
come to
So
me and literally ask me what you're after, and I will find it and I will harvest it myself. If I can't harvest it, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it until I can, because I am very, very, very much a strong believer. If you want a ritual tool, I harvest that for you. Therefore, it doesn't touch the ground, it doesn't lose its energy, it stays within the air of manifestation.
that's amazing. That's so great. And you're able to mail things worldwide, right? Or is this more like of an
Absolutely.
Australia?
I can globally ship, but you do have to pay for the shipping because it is
Yeah,
very expensive once it goes
yeah,
global.
it really is. And you know, I think for when we,
Because my goods are always quite large, unless it's a
yeah,
crystal
right. Well, and, you
or
know, and
jewelry.
when we dedicate ourselves to our ritual work and to be part of that, it does, you know, we are purchasing something that we're going to have for a long time. It's just not
For a
one.
long time. And I
Yeah,
make sure that I pay for the insurance myself. You don't
that's,
worry about that. The insurance I cover, so therefore you will always get your goods. And if you don't, reimbursed completely, and I'll send you a new one.
yeah, yeah.
But evidence has to be proved,
Yeah,
unfortunately, without being rude.
I'm really excited. Philip is making me a wand. Well, us, I guess Jared's involved in this too, because we're just
I'll
so
grab it
excited.
if you would like everybody to see it, or I can show
Yeah,
them my
will you?
personal ones.
Yes, yes, please. I think this would be so amazing. Guys, You gotta order. These
So
are crazy.
this is made from marshmallow.
And what is marshmallow? What does it represent? What's it good for?
So marshmallow is an incredibly sacred herb to my people. We call it the cure all.
Mm. That's so exciting. And so do you
Because
use
it
marshmallow in the
cures
root
coughs
and
and
everything?
colds. It's great for your throat. You brew it into tea. You literally make marshmallows out of this root.
It's
Like
so amazing.
marshmallows that you enjoy on your s'mores are from
Yeah.
this plant.
Oh, that's so wild. Oh, I love it. And this is all found on your property, right?
Actually, no, I travel around Australia harvesting. I
Oh,
also
really?
barter for a lot of what I've got as well. So if you're in Australia and you're in South Australia and you're local and you have a beautiful tree in your backyard, say a jacaranda, I'll very happily take a few branches and make you a wand. That's how I come by a lot of my wood. I source, I go local, I go onto people's properties and I ask for permission to cut.
That's amazing. Right. And because of your work and your studies, you do know how to cut the trees properly.
Yep. And I cut them on the specific cycles when I need them, depending on what you actually want the tool for as well. So if you're coming to me, tell me what you need it for, what you want to work with, what you want to do with it, where you want to go with it, and then I can adapt everything down to the very core.
That's incredible. That's so incredible. And all of this work you do, you put that right back into your lands. You know, you're always
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So everything that I make goes back to my land because I don't have much need for money.
Right, because you are able to get what you need, which is just so beautiful, and it's such a beautiful thing, and something we all
want to stress one thing though: I never work or sell pyrite. If you want pyrite, you will not get it from me.
So why is that?
Pyrite is a stone that we believe has the ability to manifest whatever you want. And unfortunately, it was used against us a lot when we would make tools for people. So as a culture, we do not, unless you are of our culture, without being rude, you will not get pyrite.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's just,
oh my gosh.
It's an old wound.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's okay. It's okay to have these wounds and work through them and take time. And, you know, there's some travesty that's happened, you know, and that's really what we're here today, coming together and working together to be together.
Yeah, it's also what we call, not in reference to the devil, but it's a devil's rock.
Interesting.
It is a rock that brings a lot of bad luck because it's known as fool's gold. You're only a fool if you think it's gold.
Right. A lot of heartache and just sadness. That's so wild. All right.
Well, we're like to have it or use it.
Yeah. We're wrapping up about our hour. Do you have what other?
Oh my God, we are too.
I know, it's gone so quickly. What other little tidbits? What else do we need to know about you? We can find you on Facebook, and Instagram. You
can find me on Instagram. Instagram is where I do a lot of my communication. And Instagram is also where you can find a lot of my posts that I've been given permission to share, because I never post something without anyone's permission, because it is your tool or your jewelry or your gemstones or your craft. At the end of the day, I just created it.
That's amazing. It really is. You make everything with such beautiful intention, and it's just, it's refreshing. Well, it's refreshing, you know, and really, it really speaks volumes of, you know, who you are as a person. And every moment, you know, in your life, you are always ensuring that there's equal exchange and everyone knows what's going on. And, you know, it's for the future and celebrating the past and really allowing all that.
The Nuttingeti are actually, the Nuttingeti are the people who taught me a lot of what I know.
Oh, that's so exciting.
The Nuttingeti are the Coorong down at Meningie.
Yeah. I just love that you were able to connect.
Your family, I have a lot to thank for. Your ancestors are incredible.
Yeah, there are good parts to all of us, right? So it's amazing. Oh my gosh, it has been such a total pleasure. I'm trying to think of like anything else. So, guys, we definitely will be doing these soul chats. Please check out this weekend. Philip is doing, and I'll be popping on too for his limestone healing circle, which we just talked about
Where
earlier. I'm
I'll
really excited
be
about that.
drawing a manifestation card for all of you to help you.
Oh,
It's not so much a reading as per se, unless somebody comes through, because we're working as a medium on that day.
oh, beautiful. Oh, that's so great. So it is really dedicated to connecting with spirit.
Absolutely connecting with spirit. And I do not make any promises to anybody for people to come through. Nothing may happen, but I will be there to chat to all of you, and we will take it as it comes.
That's so great. Yep. So we'll be streaming that live. It'll be evening time here, and it'll be morning time there. I think that's what we figured out. Or is it? It's kind of
Yeah.
closer to the afternoon, right? Around your like 11:30
It
your
was
time.
10 a.m. my time, which I
10
think
a.m.
was late your time.
Yeah, we figured it out. It's like
We figured it out. It took us till 3 o'clock in the morning, but we did it.
we did it. We time zoned together. We did have a practice where, so you guys come and check out that event. Please, 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 Philip. It has been such a beautiful honor
It
and
has been
pleasure
an
to finally
absolute
connect.
honor. It has been 2 months too long.
I know we've been working on doing this for so long. And folks who are watching, you'll be seeing more soul chats coming up. I've got a bunch. I'm going to pretty much obliterate everyone with all these event things, and know that these are all they're all recorded and be on replay. You're always welcome to ask questions. Philip, when we're finished,
Please, I'm just a message away.
yeah, we'll definitely put your Instagram link and your Facebook link in the comments here, and I'll reach out, connect with each other. I'm just so grateful for all the work that you're doing. I can't wait to really this is where we start, friends. This is going to be part of the retreat centers. Is we're going to help each other all over the world, just saving it and coming together as one, and learning for each other. So I appreciate, Philip, so much for your time.
Appreciate your time as well. I know you're a very busy person.
Oh my gosh, this has been an absolute joy and pleasure. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Of course, please feel free to ask
Thank you all so
questions.
much.
Yeah, and we'll see each other soon. Y'all have fun. You're the best.